Good evening. Welcome to the late night chat with the womb therapist. How are you guys? I hope you're doing well. I'm going to quickly invite a few of you in the room. Thank you so much for joining me each and every Monday night as we discuss usually a different topic as it relates to health and wellness. So that can be a variety of things. It can be womb related issues, or we can be talking about any kind of dis-ease in the body that people could be suffering with. So tonight we're going to be talking about constipation. It's a huge deal in the United States of America because we eat so poorly. So I want to touch bases on this topic tonight. So thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you share the live if you don't mind. And it's probably going to be a quick one tonight, y'all. It's not real deep. I mean, talking about the bowels and constipation and things of that nature can get pretty detailed, but for the sake of tonight, I'm going to try to reel it in and keep it as simple as possible. And I think that's it for the invitation. So hello, Felicia. How are you? Hello, Suzanne. Hey, Sharice. How are you? So I see there are others that join, but I don't know what Facebook is doing in this moment. It's not really moving things along. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about constipation tonight. It is definitely something that a lot of people deal with. So, make sure you share the live. Hello, Mirme. Hello, Laura. So, you're going to hear me discuss one of the solutions being our constipation relief blend. I recently added this to the website, but I have had customers who have been using this blend for a while, for like a couple of years, and I just never put it on the website. I would custom make it for people who disclosed that they were having constipation issues. And then I noticed that more and more people were talking about, not having a quick bowel elimination time. So that's something that we want to speed up. And we just don't have a lot of proper foods in our diet that would help us to prevent constipation. So that's why I want to talk about that tonight. So I'll show that tea again. It's up on the website if you're interested. I'll put the link directly in the comments so that we can address that, or you can have access to that particular product. So I want to start off tonight with talking about what constipation is from the emotional perspective, okay? So constipation is refusing, because that's what you're doing when you're not willing to let go. You are refusing to release old ideas, stuck in the past, and sometimes stinginess. So it's time to let go of the old. It serves you nothing to hold on to it, okay? Not that relationship, not that friendship, whatever it was that needed to go, it had to go. It has to go. Stop holding on to it. Stop allowing it to rule in your life today. You're making decisions based on things that have happened in the past from people who are no longer in your life in most cases, and then the new interpersonal relationships that you develop or you create or form with people are compromised because you're not willing to give all of yourself, because you're comparing things to those people from your past. So with constipation, you have to release old ideas. Get out of that stuck in the past mentality, and don't be stingy. You know what our parents said: if your fist is closed, nothing gets in, nothing gets out. So be open, be loving, be giving, be free. So as you release the past, the new and the fresh and the vital can enter. It's the only way. Okay? If you're living in the past, if you're living in the past, you are usually depressed. If you are living in the future, you are usually anxious. That's why the power is in the present moment. That's why it's so crucial to remain in the present moment. Be present when you're with people. Be present when you're on the phone with somebody. Be listening for the sake of listening, not the sake of responding, okay? So as you release the past, the new, the fresh, and the vital can enter, and then you allow life to flow through you. All right, so it's time to let go of those old ideas. It's time out for being stuck in the past. I also want to say what irritable bowel syndrome is. Let's see if I can find it. Well, let's talk about this really quick. The intestines. The intestines represent assimilation, absorption, and elimination, keyword, with ease. With ease, okay? So that's the colon or the intestine. So I easily assimilate and absorb all that I need to know and release the past. It's always involving letting go of the past with joy and being okay with that. All right, so let me see. I might have to go to bowels in this case. Let's see. Yep, so the bowels, again, when you have bowel problems, which constipation is one of them, represents the release of waste. Letting go is easy. That's what you have to tell yourself, because it is, right? So when you have bowel problems of any kinds, it's fear of letting go of the old and no longer being needed. That's interesting, because some people absolutely feel that way. Well, if I let this go, then nobody's going to need me anymore. And it's okay. It is okay. All right. Fill your own cup. So again, bowel problems, fear of letting go of the old and no longer need it. So I freely and easily release the old and joyously welcome the new. It's okay when people walk out of your life, when things are cut off and shut down, and it's okay. You can't take everybody on your way up. Okay, there are some relationships that are going to have to be. And then there's this other thing. A lot of us are holding on to people that we know we need to let go of. When they call you, you don't want to answer the phone. When you see their name, you cringe. I don't feel like hearing that today. I don't feel like her bringing down my spirit or my energy. I don't feel like him. Let it go. Let it go. Keep it real with that person and keep it real with yourself. You have to protect your energy. All right. So those are the emotional perspectives of constipation. All right. But at the core of constipation from the physical is interstitial lymphatic stagnation or congestion. What did you just say, Nicole? Interstitial just means in between organs and glands, right? And that's what our blood and our lymph is. It is interstitial fluids that are in between our organs and our glands. When we're constipated, when the fluids are constipated, it just means that acid has locked things in lymphatically. All right. And as you always hear me say, the lymphatic system is the sewer system that takes out the trash, and you need that sewage out of your body, because if not, you're holding on to toxicity and acidity that is leaching out to different places in the body, wreaking havoc. And we don't want to do that. I have some people who have fluid retention issues. A lot of my clients would say to me, Nicole, I don't know what's going on. I've been diagnosed with edema. Nicole, I don't know what's going on. My ankles are swollen. This is swollen or that is swollen. And as I told you before, when your body holds on to water, when your body holds on to any kind of fluids, when your body creates cysts, fluid-filled sacs, when your body creates tumors, fluid-filled sacs, it is trying to cool off what is burning up in that area. Is trying to protect the cells from being damaged in that area. Mucus does the same thing. It comes in to try to be a barrier so that things are not burning up, getting damaged, getting destroyed. All right. So your body's always working for and with you. You have to do the same for it. So edema is holding fluid. It's swelling. And guess what it's tied back to? Weak kidneys and weak adrenal glands. Okay. We are the country with the weakest of weak kidneys. A lot of us don't recognize that that's our root issue, but it is. We have weak kidneys. That's why so many people in America are on dialysis. Dialysis is not the solution. It's not addressing the root cause at all. Okay. Which is to open the kidneys. That would be how you would address that. Sitting you on a machine that's taking out your blood and putting it back in is not correcting the problem. It's a Band-Aid for symptomology. Okay, so if you are urinating on your own, I recommend that you get with a naturopath doctor, or you get with someone like myself that's a detox specialist that understands the chemistry of the body, how the organs and glands should be functioning, what's down when things are not functioning properly, so that you can correct them. Okay, So let's talk about edema for a second from the emotional perspective. That's what I was getting ready to go and do. Because I like people to understand what they're experiencing, because everything has an emotional root. And when we neglect to address the emotions, guess what? We're not going to completely heal. So edema, the holding on of fluids, swelling, from an emotional perspective, what or who won't you let go of? Do you see how that's tied into not releasing the past? What or who won't you let go of? And you have to answer that question for yourself. Nobody can answer that for you. All right? Again, I'm willingly releasing the past. It is safe for me to let go. I am free now. Free yourself. It's safe for you to let go of the past. The only thing that you're going to do is attract greatness. But when you're in a low vibrational frequency, that's all you're going to continue to attract to yourself. So let go of the past, especially in relationships. Like, some of y'all be meeting some amazing souls, amazing energy people, right? Their energy is beautiful. They fill you up with love and light. And you're like, oh my God, I just love to be around them. But they don't necessarily feel the same way about you, because you're always comparing them to an ex. You're always comparing them to another friend that you had. You remind them of this or remind them of that. People who have good energy don't like that. That's draining for them. That's considered an energy vampire when you zap someone's energy in that way. So you have to show up mirroring that same energy. Or an empath or a person with good energy that has done their work, they're not going to want to be around you, because it's not a match. You're not in alignment. And they see your lack of confidence, and they see the things that you don't possess. So you have to do the work. You have to heal your chakras. You have to, which are your energy centers, your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your sacral, your solar plexus, and your root. You have to do the work. You have to do the work, because the people that are doing the work recognize when you don't. They recognize when you haven't done your work. And you can't expect people to stay around that low vibrating energy if that's what you emit. All right? So healing is super important. So that's what edema is. Who or what aren't you willing to let go of? Let it go. Some of y'all have been divorced. Some of y'all have been out of relationships with people for months and years, and you still haven't moved on. You still have attachment to those people of the past, and you don't even have ties to them like a child. Like, let that go. I know several women and men that have people, like, every single person that they've ever talked to or ever dated, they still keep in contact with them. Some people you just aren't meant to keep in contact with. Like, what is the issue with you letting go? That's we ain't getting into that tonight, but that's a deeper rooted issue. There's insecurity in that. Sometimes things of old need to be gone. Yeah, there are people who were in your childhood that you were friends with and you keep them around, fine. But not for everybody. Not for everybody. Okay, so definitely with constipation, your GI tract needs to be cleaned. Okay? We have to clean up that GI tract, because at the root of constipation, that is what's going on. Acidity has locked things into place. Your colon or the waste in your bowels are dehydrated. That's why it's hard. That's why it comes out like pebbles. That's why it's hard to move. Okay? The other thing is, some people have no urge to go at all. All right? And that's a problem when you don't even have the urge to go to the bathroom, to go poop. And that is a neurological weakness. Okay? Your autonomic nervous system, or your ANS, controls peristalsis. Peristalsis is the thing that makes things move on down so that they can get processed, right? And if that's weak and not working, you can have situations where you're feeling like you're fuller longer, your food is not digesting, things are always backing up, acid reflux, all kinds of things. So that's a neurological issue. So we have to strengthen the nervous system. But in order to do that, we have to strengthen the kidneys, strengthen those adrenal glands, get them up and running, get that lymphatic system moving, and get that colon cleansed out so that the nervous system can be strengthened. That's how you're going to correct that issue. All right. So if you don't have the urge to go, it's probably an issue with your your nervous system, your autonomic nervous system, the one that you don't have to do anything to control, right? It's weak. You know, we're dealing with weak sphincter muscles, okay? Those are your muscles when you're dealing with incontinence. When you feel like that urge to go, you can't hold it, it's coming out. Or you sneeze, you cough, you laugh too hard, it's coming out. Your sphincter muscle is weak. What weakens that muscle? Acid, okay? And we have them in our vaginas, we have them in our anus, we have them in many places. So that's what's going on when we have fluids releasing on their own and we can't control the muscle. Or weak sphincter, I can't even say it, sphincter muscle that needs to be strengthened. That's what's happening during incontinence. That's what's happening through fecal incontinence, where you can't hold your bowels and it's liquid and you're just going all over the acid weakens that. It's time to clean up the acid in your body and get things strengthened. It also is a connective tissue issue due to loss of calcium. Acidosis creates a loss of calcium. And when you lose calcium at high rates, you're not utilizing it because your thyroid and parathyroid glands are down, right? You lose the ability to have calcium utilization. That's not a good thing. And someone asks, does this also apply to cholesterol? It's what creates a cholesterol issue because the lipid system, the fat system, which cholesterol is a fat, a lipid, the lymphatic system comes in there to try to clean things up, right? So losing calcium, I meant to say the lipid system comes in there to correct things. And so when you are dealing with a loss of calcium, cholesterol comes in to help things out. But then when it becomes too much and the calcium is not restoring or replacing itself, this is when you have cholesterol issues. Okay. So you lose connective tissue, you lose integrity, you lose your sphincter control. The pituitary gland is usually weak. All right, we have a thyroid and parathyroid issue. This is why we have poor calcium utilization. We have to restore the endocrine system and the glands within the endocrine system. Oftentimes, you have to restore that liver and that pancreas. I want you guys to think about things like this. From your whole entire GI tract is just like a tree branch, right? And then we have things that branch off of the GI tract, all right? So we have the lungs, we have the pancreas, we have the liver, we have all these things that branch. So when we're dealing with interstitial lymphatic congestion, all of those things are involved. All of those things become affected, okay? So the liver is a filter system. Well, guess what? What happens when the filter in your car is clogged? Your air is not necessarily blowing through clear, or the smell may not be fresh. It could be an array of things, but in the body, it turns into something called fatty liver. It doesn't have the ability to filter because the filter is clogged. So it's ideal to do a annual liver cleanse to make sure your filter is functioning optimally. Your pancreas is responsible for metabolizing your sugars during digestion. You have to make sure it's not weak. People who have weak pancreases have type 2 diabetes. Because you're not properly metabolizing that sugar. You eat those breads, you eat those carbs, you eat all of those things that break down to sugar. And then your pancreas is like, I'm too weak to handle that. I can't make sure that process is right. What happens? Your sugar levels spike from the smallest of things. An orange, a grapefruit, you know what I'm saying? An apple, watermelon. And your body should not be responding in that way. But that's because you have a weak pancreas. So there's things that have to be restored. So usually the liver and the pancreas is involved in GI tract issues because of that tree trunk that you have with the branches that have all of these things that come off of it, and they are also affected during this. All right. Having waste in your colon for long periods of time can cause things like halitosis because from your mouth to your anus is your GI tract. So if you have poop backing all the way up, I just had a client who I'm working with who literally smells feces in her nostrils. She can smell it. That means it's backed her colon is backed all the way up that she can smell it from the inside. Like she smells it in her nose. She also says that when she goes into a room, she smells the room up and the room smells like feces. That is an impacted colon, okay? But you have to be willing to give up your proteins. You have to be willing to give up your meats, your dairies, which contains a dairy protein called casein. All of those things are stinky and odorous and cause the bowels to smell, cause you to have body odor, vaginal odor, your feet smelling, your underarm smelling profusely. Because if we clean the body up, you don't even need deodorant. You need deodorant because you have too many proteins in your body. All right. So at the point that you can smell your own feces internally, you are impacted. The fact that it's coming out through your pores, your kidneys are not working. Your adrenals need restoration. Your lymphatic system is not moving. You are full of toxins. And the thing is this, when you don't address the issue, you will be the one with colon cancer because it's been burning up this whole entire time. Burning up this whole entire time. So when your colon is on fire like that, because it first starts out as inflammation, and then the inflammation progresses to cancer because it's been chewing and chewing and chewing, and now it's damaging and destroying cells. All right, the interstitial fluids are damaging and they can't even process or do what they need to do. They're getting hardened and corroded and congested and locked in place because of all of the acid that's in your body. So if you don't address this, you can be dealing with halitosis, body odor, irritable bowel syndrome, colon cancer, bleeding, internal bleeding in your colon. I've dealt with clients who were bleeding, like just blood dripping out of their anus. You have colon cancer at that point because now the acid has chewed down to the cells in your colon, the cellular makeup in the wall of your colon. And that's a dangerous place to be. You have to understand that everything passed through that. Everything. So you have to be cautious of what it is you're eating and drinking. I know some of y'all love y'all cocktails, but you are destroying your colon. And a lot of y'all who I know and don't know on social media, because people love to follow me, I can just look at you and tell when you drink alcohol. You're inflamed. You're swollen. Okay? And the not enough of you are drinking twice the amount of water to flush the alcohol that you've drunk. And the thing is this, when alcohol enters your body automatically it takes that as 911 emergency. We have to hurry up and get this poison out of our body. If it was over here healing cancer, if it was over here working on this or working on that, it stops what it's doing immediately to get the alcohol out of your body. Wine included. Wine coolers, even worse. Beers full of yeast. We don't need to add yeast to our body. We have enough going on bacterial-wise. All right? So we got to clean up this GI tract. We got to restore or strengthen our autonomic nervous system if we're having issues with having the urge to even go to the bathroom, because our peristalsis could be compromised. If we're urinating or having like loose bowels where the sphincter muscle is weak and we're just having stuff pour out of the anus, pour out of the vagina, you don't have control over it, acid has weakened the sphincter muscle. You got to repair your thyroid, parathyroid gland. You got to restore pituitary gland functions. It's very involved, okay? So I can't even begin to get into all that can be involved with constipation, but let's quickly talk about solutions. And you've heard me say this before, eat 2 to 3 apples a day. Apples are a well-rounded subacid fruit that really helps the colon to stay in tip-top shape. It's fibrous, it gets things moving, it's a high water content fruit. It flushes, it nourishes, it softens, it rehydrates. You should be eating 2 to 3 apples of any kind. It doesn't matter, red, green, Granny Smith, whoever. Eat them, 2 to 3 of them a day. All right? It's not just a cliche saying an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's actually the truth. Okay? So that's a solution. Eat 2 to 3 apples a day. The other solution is what I showed you guys earlier when I opened up the live, my constipation blend. I have clients that has been using this for a couple of years now. It wasn't on the site. I just made it custom for those when they needed it who disclosed they had constipation issues. This will get you moving. It does contain psyllium husk. When you have anything that contains psyllium husk, you have to stay hydrated. You have to drink a lot of water because that fiber will lock up on you if it's dehydrated and cause more problems than not. So make sure when you drink that tea, as needed, you can drink it as often as you need to get your bowels moving. If you're feeling bloated, gassy, if you know you haven't gone in 3 days, the ideal and optimal thing is that you want to go after every meal. That's not an inconvenience. That's natural. And when your colon is cleansed and you speed up bowel elimination time, when you go to the bathroom, it's a quick sit down, go, and get up. It's not as I'm sitting here, I gotta wait for 30 minutes before a pebble drops out. That's not normal. That is a huge sign of you being internally dehydrated beyond what water can fix. Well, I drink a gallon a day. It ain't doing nothing, especially if you drink it and you pee it right out. It ain't permeating or penetrating a single cell. It's going in and it's coming out. So in those cases, I suggest to my clients to put a little drop of Celtic sea salt under their tongue every time they drink their water. Not all throughout the day, but I'm just saying like maybe once or twice in the morning hours, you just drop a couple of pieces and then drink your water. Then maybe again in the afternoon, late afternoon or evening, do it again until you notice that you drink water and it's not leaving your body in 30 minutes. Maybe it's closer to an hour, hour and a half. When your body is holding on to the water a little bit longer, it's penetrating your cells. It's actually flushing out your cells. But when you drink it and pee it right out, it's really not penetrating your cells. Okay, so in that instant, you want to put a little bit of Celtic sea salt under your tongue to help you with holding on to the water a little bit longer so that it can flush and penetrate your cells. So again, solution number 1, eat 2 to 3 apples a day. Solution number 2, make sure you get your constipation relief blend. It's on the website. I will make sure I put the link in the bio. Not in the bio, in the comments, so that you guys can click on that link and go straight to the constipation relief blend if you want to purchase it. Keep your drinks warm or hot. You want to keep chi flowing. When you drink drinks with ice in them, you lock up, you harden, just like acid does. Okay? Think about when you drink something cold, it makes you perk up and, like it does the same thing in your colon. And if you have a colon full of waste, you're further dehydrating that poop that needs to come out. So keep your drinks, your water, room temperature. Your drinks, warm or room temperature. Even in the summertime, it's okay. A lot of people are like, you don't drink cold water. I don't have to have cold water. I don't put ice in my drinks if I go to a restaurant. Okay? I keep things at room temperature. Sometimes they're cool, but I don't trip off of that because for the most part, they're warm and hot. So your hot teas, like, of course this can be iced, but don't ice it. Keep it warm, keep it hot. Why? Because you soften things up. You keep things moving. You keep a flow within your body. You get that chi to keep moving. All right? Eat your apples, 2 to 3 apples a day. Constipation relief blend. Keep your drinks warm or hot. Clean up your GI tract. From head to toe. From mouth to anus. All right? So what are some ways that you can do that? With the tea, eating more raw foods, changing the foods in your diet, making sure that you are getting fibrous foods in there to help you with elimination, okay? And when you get to a good place, you'll know that your colon is cleansed because 1, when you eat, you'll poop 30 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours later. It's ideal to poop after every single meal. When you're pooping every 3 days, you are constipated. I don't care if you're not straining to get the poop out. I don't care if, once you sit on the toilet, it all comes out. If you ain't pooping every single day, at least 1 time a day, which is still constipation, like you still need to be going at minimum twice a day. Because the thing is that you have to think about it like this. If you took in 3 meals, right, every single day, plus snacks, but we're going to just keep it to meals. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's say for 4 days, you took in 12 meals. And out of those 4 days, you've only pooped 1 time. You got 11 meals still left in you. This is how you get malabsorption. This is how gunk gets stuck along the colon walls, because old fecal matter from years and years and years is still in there. And I do not recommend laxatives. Laxatives cause pain. They pull. Some natural herbs will do that, like plantain, and there's certain herbs that are astringents, and grapes can do that. Like, you eat them and they'll make your stomach feel like it's in pain or it's hurting. That's because they're pulling. They're pulling on the acid. They're pulling on the toxicity to get it out of your body. And you already have acid in that area. And so it's burning. It hurts. But you got to push past that, because you contributed to what it is that you're experiencing. So push past that and keep going and keep doing it until it doesn't hurt. But I don't recommend things like senna leaf, because it is a laxative. You can become addicted to it. Your body can begin to rely on it in order to poop. And then it's not doing it on its own. So I recommend more natural herbal things in that case, like a lot of the herbs that are in my tea. All right, so you're going to clean up that GI tract. That's how you're going to eliminate halitosis. You're going to get all of those old stinky proteins from meats and cheeses and dairies and all the stuff that you've eaten that's still sitting in there. And every time you open up your mouth to speak, it comes out. This is why it's important. So you got to clean up that GI tract. Colon hydrotherapy, okay, to help with impaction. Some people cannot poop on their own. They're like, I can't. I've taken this amount of this herb you told me to take, Nicole, and I'm still not pooping. That is when I recommend colon hydrotherapy. So if you're in the local Charlotte area, I have someone that I refer all of my clients to. And when you go there, you're going to get a procedure where you stick a flap in your anus, nothing real deep, okay? Just listen, hear me out. And there's going to be water pushed in there, okay? So your belly may rise. And what it's going to do is soften up and put fluid in that colon to break up that debris and get things to come out. But it comes out on a completely different side. Like, you're going to be able to see it in the end. I had one, I don't know if I read this in a book or if it was actually one of my clients, because, like, I just have so much going on. But they actually saw a Barbie shoe in the bag that they ate in childhood. So that goes to show you. Somebody put a Barbie shoe, swallowed a Barbie shoe as a little kid, and as a 40-something-year-old adult, they see it come out in their whole colon hydrotherapy session. And you mean to tell me you ain't got 10 years old steak in there? You ain't got chicken from 14 years ago? Thanks for watching for the first time, Dorvella. Welcome. So definitely, we all need colon hydrotherapy. If you can find somebody that's a colon hydrotherapist in your area and you can get a 3-package deal, do it. Because at minimum, that is what you need. You need to do 3 back-to-back sessions, whether that's 1 week you get one, another week you get one, or in the following week you get one, and you got them in a 3-week span, or you need to at least get 3 in within a 2-month period. So if you get one every other week, okay, or every 2 weeks, then you get another one, you should have your 3 sessions in before 2 months or 8 weeks is up. That is going to be key. If you have a distended belly, your belly will go down. You will have gotten a lot of poop, not all of it, but a lot of poop out of your colon. And why not all? Because the water can travel but so far. Our intestines are 22 to 24 feet long. We're not carnivores. They only have 5 feet of intestines. That's why when they eat their meat, that they, by the way, don't season and cook and put on a stove, because they're true carnivores, blood and all, bones and all. They eat it and then they poop it out in a few hours because they only got 5 feet of colon. So they're hungry to eat again. They can't have that sitting there because then there's no room for their next round of food. So they poop it out. Okay? So this is what we need to be doing. We need to be keeping our colon clean so that when we eat, we poop it out. We're storing these proteins. If your poop smells really bad and you don't even want to be in the bathroom with yourself, that is old poop. That is old protein stored from years ago. I've seen pictures of people who have been doing the work. Doing grape fast. All they're eating is grapes. Doing lemon fast. All they're doing is lemons or key limes in their water. And by the time they get to the nitty gritty, it literally is black. Do you hear me? It is black and it is in the shape of their colon. Like, you can literally hold it up and it looks like a colon. But it's black because guess what? It has decayed over the years. And I'm telling you, when you do that deep of a tissue fast and you go that hard, you're gonna experience a lot of things. You may experience healing crises where you have flu-like symptoms. You may have you may feel very emotional and like, I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know what's bringing up these tears. I don't know why I feel so emotional. Stored, stuck emotions. It's all coming up. Okay? You are healing your body at a cellular level. That is completely different than calling yourself detoxing and you eating a chicken salad with ranch. That's not a detox. Because a lot of people out here think they could eat salads with cheese on it and grilled chicken and they think they're detoxing and ranch dressing. No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not detoxing. All right. So colon hydrotherapy to help you with impaction. It will help you with your lower half of your colon. But you have to do the work on the other side. So changing what you're eating more raw foods, drinking more smoothies that are chock full of nutrition. Sometimes people are so bad off, you cannot be combining fruits and vegetables in your smoothie or in your drinks. You just need to do all fruit, or maybe mono fruit, one fruit, or all greens, okay? Not even combining them because you're so acidic that it disturbs the acidity and it causes you to be in pain and you feel like you got knots in your stomach and things of that nature. So that's when you want to stay on the side of separating fruits from vegetables in your smoothies and your drinks. You don't want to do these fruits. You don't want to do acidic fruits. So no citrus fruits, no pineapples, no strawberries, no sour fruits. Those are acidic. And they pull, okay? And they burn because of the acidity. So you want to stick to sub-acid fruits like apples or cherries, grapes, mangoes, things of that nature, or sweet fruits like bananas, dates, figs, raisins, things of that nature. Or you want to partake in melons. Melons are amazing flushers. They are high in water content. Cantaloupe, honeydew, papaya, watermelon. Over the weekend, I put out there on social media my melon medley. It was a smoothie. I didn't add any water. I didn't add any sweetener. I didn't add anything. I didn't have to strain or anything. And I do have a high power blender, a Vitamix, so it emulsifies really great. But a watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe smoothie. It was absolutely delicious. Absolutely amazing. Cleaned me right out. Whatever was in my colon came out. Gone. Okay? Because it's very hydrating. It rehydrates. It soothes. It softens. It's a flusher. I can't say any more about it. Their melons are amazing. They're high in water content. They're mostly water, so they're flushers. But there are some of you out there who are suffering with diabetes because your pancreas isn't working and you can't partake in watermelon because that spikes your sugar. So we got to restore function to that pituitary gland. You have to get with me for your personal detox and herbal protocol consultation so we can get you on some herbs, get you on some tinctures that can restore pancreas function, restore kidney function, get those adrenals up and running, get that lymphatic system moving. You got work to do, but you have to do the work. And no, it's not easy all the time. But you have to understand that you contributed to the state that your body is in. And so now you have to equally put in this same work to reverse what you've created, because anything created can be reversed, but you have to put in work. All right. And then what I was saying about the colon hydrotherapy, it clears out the lower half. But when you eat raw foods, when you take in your fruits, when you do your smoothies and keep your day mostly raw, or drink your juices, that's going to help you clean out the fecal matter along the transverse and the sigmoid and all these parts of your colon that take twists and turns. It'll help filter and push stuff down, because guess what? You cleaned out the bottom half. So that's half the battle. That's going to save you. You're going to feel 1,000 times better. Trust me. All right. So stick to your sweet fruit, your subacid fruits, and your melons. They're great flushers. They're high in water content to soothe, soften things up, and get things moving. So those are solutions, you guys. You don't have to stay constipated. All right. I can put you on some bowel formulas to help get things moving. There was a client that I had her on like 6 capsules of this particular herb that I use to help get things moving. And like, it won't moving. But it made me realize how impacted she was, how much we needed to soothe, how much we needed to remove the cooked foods. Because every time you eat a cooked meal, you leave behind acid ash. Cooked meals are always acidic because we've changed them from their natural state. All right. So this is why it's so important to incorporate raw food. I didn't say you had to become a raw foodie. I didn't say that you had to become a vegan or live completely plant-based. It's wise when you're trying to heal to become plant-based, to eliminate meats that harden, that are very acidic, that are going to leave behind acid, the dairies that are going to be very mucus forming and be counterproductive to the healing of your body, the grains that are sticky and gluey during digestion and having you wipe and use half a roll of toilet paper after one poop. That's grains. That's what rice does. It's sticky. It's gluey. Okay? Same thing with starches. They shut the kidneys down. They hit them really hard, especially when you partake in them all the time. Diana says, what if I had a gastric bypass and go once a week? You should still be going more than that because you're putting in less food in your body than a person who didn't have a gastric bypass. But when you have gastric bypasses, they also teach you wrong practice. I'm sorry, my love. I don't agree with what they teach you to eat. They teach you to eat tons of proteins, protein drinks. You have to redefine the proteins that you consume into your body. It's not those powdery, chemically filled and chemically added and whatever else protein shakes. They're shutting down your kidneys. They're making your life of success a life not of success. So you have to go for natural sources of proteins, natural sources of amino acids, because that's what protein is. And we have complex and we have simple. Meats are complex. Your body doesn't know what to do with those. Fruits are simple amino acids or proteins, and it knows just what to do with that, just how to calculate that, how to use that information and fuel the body and the brain. So that's what you should be partaking in. But I don't care if you've had any kind of surgery, any kind of bypass, any kind of whatever else people are doing for weight loss surgery. When they shrink your stomach in that way, first of all, it's not natural. But now you have this small stomach. You don't consume a lot of foods, but you have to make sure the foods that you're consuming are the right foods. Protein shakes and powders, not it. And I know that that's what they tell you to use because I've had family members, I've had clients. I'm like, your diet is to consist of what? No, ma'am. No. So, people, if people are not willing to follow the advice that I give them around that and eating, and they're willing to listen to their doctor who's killing them, I don't waste my time. I don't work with those people because I understand the chemistry of the body. And I'm going to tell you, like I said and thank you for those of you who tuned in for Code Red yesterday and shared it out on your page. Thank you so much. I was interviewed on a platform yesterday and kind of spoke about this. But guys, surgery is never the answer. That's all I'm going to say. Surgery is never the answer. We have to be willing to do the work. All right. So if you've had a gastric bypass, you can still partake in fruit. You can still partake in smoothies. You can still partake in juices. All right. And get amazing results off of those protein shakes. You can go out there and Google vegan sources of protein or plant-based sources of protein. I promise a ton of stuff will come up and not one of them will say protein powdered shakes. That's a setup. But I know that that's what they put you guys on. And it's unfortunate that a lot of us don't do our due diligence and read or, research to understand why and why would you have us doing that. We need protein, but we need it from sources that our body recognizes like fruit. Okay? So that's that on that. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I had, you guys. So make sure that you are cleaning up your GI tract from mouth to anus, okay? Cleaning that thing up, getting out old fecal matter. And guess what? Symptoms are going to disappear. You're not going to be constipated. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm now going once a day. I'm now going twice a day. You'll see the results. You'll see the improvement. But you can't keep putting down these steaks and these potatoes and all this corn. And that's another thing that when you get colon hydrotherapy, you're going to see plenty. If you're a corn eater, you're going to see plenty of corn in that poop. Because it doesn't break down. We don't digest it. And then guess what it does? Wreaks havoc and causes a bunch of mucus to form. All right. And you're probably going to see that too. If you eat a lot of mucus forming foods like grits, polenta, and just, anything of a corn background, corn chips, anything that's corn causes mucus. All right? Eggs causes mucus. It raises the histamine levels in your body. So we shouldn't be eating that from another animal. Shouldn't be eating that. And so we have to restore calcium utilization if we're losing calcium and we have things like connective tissue issues and weak sphincter muscles. We gotta correct that. Gotta get that, especially if you're swelling up and you have edema, swollen ankles, different swollen parts of your bodies. We gotta get the kidneys, the adrenals, the lymphatic system, the pancreas, the liver restored. We gotta get things moving. So it doesn't look like I have any more questions in here. What if I had a guy? I answered the gastric bypass question. Thank you, Anissa, for scribing. Thank you for those of you who shared. I like my water room temperature as well. Angie, Facebook don't want you to get this good word if they keep kicking you out, my love. Bernadette said I'm getting that. I'm assuming you're talking about the constipation blend. So I am going to put the link in here for the constipation blend so that you can get this. Again, you're going to drink it as needed. There's no 1 to 2 cups a day. Drink it as you need it, you know, and if you need it a lot in the beginning to help you really clean out and move things, again, it has psyllium husks in it. So make sure you're drinking at minimum 2 liters of water a day, preferably room temp or hot tea or hot water with lemon or agave or honey. Just keep your water room temp and your teas hot and your water warm, okay? That's going to help get things moving. You're going to notice that. So Bernadette says, great info. I suffer from constipation. Does this also apply to cholesterol? So again, like I said about cholesterol, it's a result of you not having calcium utilization. Your body robs itself of calcium when it's too much acid in the body, but it never replaces it because the parathyroid gets weak and it's responsible for utilization of calcium, but you can't utilize it because it's weak. Okay, and then it never replaces itself. So we have a huge problem on our hands. So we have to get those things restored so that the body can get back to functioning optimally. All right, so I think that's everything. So it looks like you guys have no more questions. Dorvella says, how can I get a personalized cleanse with you? I'm going to type in the direct link to book a personal detox and herbal protocol consultation with me. So we are going to go to the website and it's going to be under the consultations tab. Okay, so there, or you can also find it on my Linktree, and I'm a / that. All right. So, all right. So thank you. If you guys are not following me over on Instagram, make sure you follow me there at the @WombTherapist. Okay. And you can get tons of complimentary content there. You can also follow me right here on Facebook under my Nicole M. Brantley page. And that, again, tons of complimentary content. I go live here on my personal page every Monday night. I host several detox programs throughout the year. I am wrapping up a 60-day for the month of July. And I'm probably going to have our next group start in, if it doesn't start in August, it will start in September, and it will be for September and October. But I think it's going to start I'm going to do it for August and September, and then October and November, and then December we'll chill until we roll around back to January. So that's how I believe I'm going to roll it out. I'm working on some amazing projects that I can't wait to get out to you guys. Over the weekend when I shared that melon medley smoothie, I also shared that I'm getting ready to release a book with smoothies and juices and some of my staple recipes. So look out for that. I'm working on that diligently to get that done as soon as possible and get it cranked out to have it in both print form as well as ebook form. So look out for that, in addition to some other things. So if you don't want to do a personal detox and individual consultation or herbal consultation, you can always join one of my detox programs and be a part of a group, you know, where there's camaraderie, there's other people posting stuff. I educate. So every single Monday, another topic is released. So my detox programs are very educational, helping you understand the different things that are going on in your body and why. Okay. So the importance of juicing, the importance of detoxification, what's going on with kidney filtration, what's going on when it's poor, what your adrenals are responsible for, why it's so important to have them, functioning optimally, the bowels and the lymphatic system. So really educating you. And that's what people appreciate about my programs the most. And that's what separates me from other people who have detox programs. I mean, people feel like I know how to detox. A lot of people do not know what they're doing. A lot of you do not know the importance of detoxification, nor do you know how to properly detox the body. You're eating the wrong things. You're improperly combining foods, okay? And okay, this is the other thing that I'm doing, and I'm saying it, so I got to hold myself accountable. I haven't really set the date, but I'm thinking the last Sunday of every month. That is the thought right now. Don't crucify me if I change it. But I'm going to be doing a series of master classes throughout the remainder of this year, okay? So if I can get the one that I want to get released in July on time, I will. If not, it'll definitely be in August. But I'm going to be doing master classes because there are just certain things that I can't go enough in on a live. And I want to be in a Zoom platform. I want to be able to maybe have slides and show pictures and things of that nature. But I definitely am doing a class on proper food combining because there are so many things that we eat that are improperly combined, okay? And it makes me cringe. It's the reason why people have digestive issues. It's the reason why people are gassy and bloated and et cetera, et cetera. So I have a few master classes that I want to crank out. One being proper food combining. I want to do a class on eczema. I healed my son from severe eczema. I really need to write a book, but right now a master class is feasible with the amount of time that I have, okay? There are just some other things. I can't think of the rest off the top of my head. I have them all written down. I want to talk about cancer in the microwave. I mean, there are several things that I want to talk about in a different platform, in Zoom where it's private, people can ask questions, we can share, we can see each other's faces. I can do slides if I want to, I can show pictures if I want to, all of those good things. So that's coming. Those are going to be paid though, paid master classes. And they're hopefully going to be on a Sunday. I'll do a poll and see what time works for everybody, and whoever picks the most, those are the people who plan to participate. That's kind of the time that I will do, but it's probably going to be somewhere around early afternoon, like maybe 2:00 in the afternoon, a 2 to a 3 or 2 to a 3:30, deep diving into that topic so that you guys have an understanding of certain things that are plaguing us, that are keeping us sick as a people, because we just don't know. Right? And so that is what I want to do. I want to get you in the know. So masterclass is coming, digital products coming, digital programs coming. Your girl is working. I'm tired, but this is what I'm called to do. And so it doesn't feel like work. And for those of you who, because some people are offended, and my friend just reposted this amazing post that I need to repost. Like, people are like upset. Like, don't take it personal when you inbox somebody and they don't respond for a week. Don't take it personal if you think you have my phone number or my business line and I don't respond to you in what you deem a timely manner. I'm a busy person. People don't have access to me like that. I'm not easily accessible in this season of my life. I'm working. I'm doing things. I have products that I'm creating. I have programs that I'm enhancing and creating. Like, you have to understand, in addition to this, I have a family. I have a 6-year-old that requires my attention. I have a life outside of Fresh, very intertwined, but I do have to take personal time for myself. And I do that. So don't be offended when somebody doesn't respond in a timely manner. I have clients that can accept that and they respect that. And then I have others that fall to pieces and want to delete me and do what you must. But when you are in business, you'll understand it. People think, oh, she just comes before, a camera every Monday, or she just goes, she's in her office from this time to this time, or no, it's so much more than that, okay? And if you know me, then y'all know I'm always reading a book. I'm always studying. I'm always perfecting my craft because I want to be the best me in what it is that I do. I want to see people healed. There's nothing that drives me more than that, all right? So I'm always studying. Sometimes I'm up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all done been on hour 5 of sleep. I ain't even got to sleep yet because I'm studying, I'm researching, I'm learning, I'm understanding. So, be patient. I definitely will get back to you. But the easiest way to get in contact with me is to get on my calendar. I do offer a complimentary consultation, 10 minutes, to get your questions answered. Utilize that tool. Get on my calendar so that I have That time is on my calendar for me to get with you. The other thing is I have Patreon. Make sure you join me over there. Let me put that in the comments. Patreon is a membership program where I actually post out recipes, post out different things. For a certain level, I do a monthly card reading for the group. And guess what? You have the advantage under some of those tiers to ask a question and get it responded to within 24 to 48 hours. When you want access to somebody's time that's busy, you got to pay for it. This is how I live. This is how I survive. All right. And I have to get my sleep. It is important. Now, I don't do that all the time, Christine, but I'm just saying there are times when I'm passionate about something, I'm trying to understand something so that I can bring it to you, because I'm not going to bring it to you if I don't understand it. I'm not going to bring it to you if I can't break it down in layman terms, because that means I really don't know it that well. So I study, I read, I research. You want to get with people that know what they're doing, okay? I have so many people who come to me to correct issues that they're having from other people who they mixed these herbs together and they did this and they did, and now I'm bleeding for 21 days. Well, what was in your pot? You didn't want to pay my price, but you come in to me to correct your issue. And now you've paid what? Their fee and mine. So you should have just came to where you knew it was at in the first place, right? So, and you have to realize your health is an investment, not an expense. So if you view it in a different light, you won't look at it like I'm spending. No, you're not spending, you're investing in your well-being, in this boat that you get. So you want the expensive boat, or you want the cheap boat that you're going to have to keep replacing every 2 years? I want the expensive boat that's going to take me to year 100 without me having to replace it once. So I'm trying to keep this video under an hour so that I can go and post it on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for my new viewers. Thank you to all of those of you who shared this. As always, take care of your body so that your body can take care of you, because as you know, your health doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. Those decisions that you make to get you to where it is that you want to go. So until the next video, I'll see you guys soon. And don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I will be also loading videos there. So I'm WombTherapist on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure the videos that you watch, you give a thumbs up, you like them. And I appreciate you guys in advance. And I'll see you the next time. Peace.